Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very adult-orientated episode of I Got Gameplay. Yes, it's me, it's that Michael B. person. Yes, Michael Burhan here today talking porno games today. We're talking something very addictive, very enticing, and something that we thought we would use the cleverly titled episode 69 to kind of talk about. So, today, everybody has gone missing in terms of the normal hosts of I Got Gameplay today. They'll hopefully be on at some point. Mr. Xander Scullion is taking a day off for himself, some personal time for Mr. Xander Scullion. But we are having someone who has made an appearance before on this network, a gentleman who's been a part of the Unradio show and also the Untitled Movie Show. He is Mr. Jeremy McDougall. Hello, Jeremy. How are you doing today?
What's going on, buddy? How you been?
Nothing much. Yeah, you're pretty good. Having a pretty good evening. Just trying to. I'm wondering where my hosts are. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But yes, apart from that, yeah, doing pretty good. And we've also got another gentleman here who's pretty new to the show today as well. Mr. Nick Huddle. Nick, where are you from?
I'm from the USA. I'm in Ohio, and this is my first time actually doing this sort of thing, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you here, my friend. Glad to have you here. Now, for those guys who don't know about IGG, this is a show where we talk everything about gaming, of course, and the one thing we tend to also talk about as well is news. So let's bring about our news section, if I can actually find it, because you know how the So let's check out and see what's in the news.
I think you already know that Facebook bought the Oculus Rift.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Nick, because that's a very intriguing story. One, why would Facebook want anything to do with the Oculus Rift? And two, why did they make the purchase in the first place?
That kind of beats the hell out of me because, well, I don't really own a physical. I don't physically own Oculus Rift. Only internet reviewers do. I would not know why Facebook of all people would buy something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't either. It's a very, very weird situation that we've got going on here. And speaking of weird situations, ladies and gentlemen, we have one half of Getting Your Nerd on today. We have Mr. Zach Latour. Zach,
yeah, what's up, man?
Today, man. It seems it's just us. I've managed to gather some gentlemen today who are new to the show as well, but everybody's gone missing.
It's episode 69, man. I think everybody's out there enjoying their Atari porn.
Yeah, they're just 69. Anything they can find.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. They're finding, and I think they're trying to find something to 69 with. You know, the Xbox 360s. Some guys, their penises are so small they're just sticking it in the fan ports up to the USB ports. It's kind of like, you know, the sickest of the sick going on at the moment. But yeah, speaking of sick, we were talking about the Oculus Rift and exactly what's going on. Why did Facebook buy it?
Well, I think they're just trying to expand their horizons. You know, they also bought Instagram. Didn't they buy Instagram? Yeah.
Wait, they did?
Oh, or what was the thing that they bought? The photo thing.
Oh, Snapchat. Well, they were looking. They bought Instagram, but they were trying to purchase Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I guess Mark Zuckerberg has all these different ideas. He's like one of the things he was like, well, wouldn't it be better if you could just put these goggles on and go and see your doctor instead of going there? And I was like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? But eventually it's going to be like, put these goggles on and you never have to go outside again. So
that's like the best example for the Oculus Rift. I mean, like you put it on like, whoop, this is awesome. I don't have to go to work again.
Yeah, exactly. Because like people say like if you don't have anywhere to go or anything to do or like any work to do, you just end up like jerking off all day.
Basically, like Glenn Quagmire did in that episode of Family Guy, where he just came out of the house after discovering porn and he had that humongous arm.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that. I remember that episode.
Like, yeah? What?
Yeah, I remember that.
What? Like, Glenn, have you been working out? What was it? What? I gotta go back inside.
That's amazing.
But that's exactly what's happened with the Oculus Rift. And most people don't know about this. I've been going on about this for the last couple of weeks, and Michael sort of mentioned it on the show last week. Michael Yanacito, who's in hospital at the moment. Michael, tonight's show is dedicated to you, you sick bastard. Get well soon. He mentioned about the fact that someone's actually coming up with a contraption that you can actually put your penis into. So I wonder if Facebook's going to buy that and just like settle with the pair,
me and my buddy Tommy, he was on that one time or a couple times. We talk about that device all the time. It's like it pairs up with like DVDs or whatever, or maybe you watch through a computer, but it like pairs up with it, and there's like belts in there, and like you can clean it out, and you just like bang the device.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, women are going to be obsolete.
Wait. This is my first time actually hearing of this device. They actually make this sort of thing.
Yeah, and this isn't even new technology. This has been out for a couple of years.
Oh my god, I am very late when it comes to like these new technology things. I feel like an old man when it comes to this stuff.
You should listen to like Howard Stern. I think it mostly goes through him where people find out about this stuff.
Yeah, and what makes me laugh about it is the way that you just sounded extremely intrigued by it, Nick. It was just like, how much would I need to actually pay for this device?
I would stick my fucking dick in it.
Yeah. And it would be the kind of device you'd share with your friends as well. Just be like, hey man, do you want to borrow my penis attachment for the Oculus Rift? Let's not say we did.
Yeah.
I don't think Facebook would sell something like that or buy it from someone, because if anything, they wouldn't let you fuck something. They'd just fuck you.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like I don't understand why people are so like against like porn and sex and these sexual things, because it's like if you look at like the sale of porn and like early adopters of technology just for porn and all this stuff, and people are always against it, but it's like this is the kind of shit that you should be investing in. Like this is the stuff. Tom, I'll bring up Tom all the time because him and I talk about all this shit all the time, but Tom always says there's two things that are recession-proof, and one is alcohol and one is porno, and it's very, very true. You can always sell porno. Whether it's people who, just are curious about things, or it's like old-ass people who have a shitload of money and a fetish. I see old people, like when I have to drive by strip clubs, I see them like walking to the door at like, noon for like the buffet or whatever, and just chilling out, spending all their money on women, or leaving at like, whenever it's closing. So there's so much money to be had.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing as well, because if you look at it, with the porn industry, that single-handedly kept HD DVD alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right, yeah.
Think about it, when everybody else decided to switch to Blu-ray, the porno industry was like, no, we're not having that. We're going to keep this medium alive.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we're going to single-handedly let everyone who faps have to buy a HD DVD player.
High def fucking splooge.
Yeah, I've got a mate of mine who's got 3D TV, and he actually purchased some 3D porn just to see if it comes out at him.
It's a spirit of manhood.
Right on.
And that's a funny thing to sort of segue on as well about Facebook buying out the Oculus Rift. Zach, have you got any sort of news today? Do you think?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Speaking of Oculus Rift, there's this ad on, or not an ad, but there's an article on Kotaku about PS4 getting a virtual reality headset also. says Sony has announced that the virtual reality is coming to the PS4. So, I mean, I heard of Oculus Rift a while back. This guy that I knew faked like being part of a company to get a free one, and to test it out and everything. And so it just seems like everyone's getting into it now. I don't see this really. I don't know. I just don't see this being there for the long run, because you know how things become like things are like cyclical. So for back in the day when there was no technology, people were like outside and doing shit, and they were in good shape and that kind of stuff. And then for the last like 20 years, you have people sitting inside playing video games and being on computers all the time, which is fine. But I think of these goggles. I think eventually it's going to go back the opposite way, where people are like, fuck being in all day and sitting in a chair when I can be outside with fresh air and sunshine and stuff.
Yeah, but that's the way. They don't want you to be outside in the fresh air and sunshine. They want you to be at home purchasing shit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's a definite statement.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And speaking about people trying to screw you and want you to stay at home, apparently Microsoft's intention to get rid of the DRM system on the Xbox One was a fallacy, apparently. And now I got a message from a gentleman who basically listens into our show by the name of Gaz, who had a game given to him by a friend of his. He recently installed the new Xbox One update onto his system, and the DRM initiative came in to the fact that he couldn't play this game that he had installed on the system. He wasn't able to play it at all. He played it before. It was fine. There was no issues. Got off the phone with customer support saying, hey, I was given this game. I can't play it. Why is it? And they're like, oh, with the newest update, you now have DRM. So yeah, Microsoft are basically going back to their old ways, and let the backlash commence.
And you already know this is going to be the same thing like what happened when Microsoft bought Rareware back in 2002.
Yeah.
If any of you remember when they bought like Rareware, Rareware was like one of the best video game companies, and then when Microsoft bought it, everything went downhill from there.
Yeah, it's annoying because we expect these companies to change in terms of Microsoft. As I said, I wasn't behind the Xbox One. I went to the live events. I went and supported them in a sense. Giving them the support that doesn't mean me buying the console. And they still manage to go back to their old ways. They keep trying to find ways to turn fans off, and it's kind of ridiculous in a sense. And, it's really making people and leaving a sour taste in their mouths. I talked about it recently where I was trying to play like a game, like Disney Infinity, for instance. I've got 2 copies of that game. My kids wanted to play the game, and they were competing against each other. One was in one room, one was in the other room, and you could apparently play 4 players on the same map. But without the Xbox Live Gold account, they wouldn't allow you to do it. So I'd have to purchase gold accounts for all 4 of my children in order for them to play this game.
I have no luck with Xbox Gold or with my new 360. I had no luck with that gold membership, actually. I mean, I wanted to purchase like Dungeons off the Xbox Live Arcade, Dungeons and Dragons, Chronicles over Mystara, and also Darkstalkers Infinite. Every time I try to add in, have you ever had that trouble about like I've actually purchased getting a live. Articulate your thoughts, man. Articulate your thoughts.
He's thinking too much about fapping, I think. The whole Oculus Rift thing is just getting Nick kind of hyper. So yeah, get out of that train of thought, Nick, and talk about the Xbox.
Okay, the Xbox. Okay, Xbox. Okay, dude. Yeah. I mean, basically, I kind of when the Xbox One was first announced, and a lot of people were at first. You definitely already know back then when it was first announced, a lot of people were kind of on the fence about it, and a lot of people didn't really like it, and now with that, and I think that their dream. Don't you ever agree that their fears kind of came true, actually, or I get the feeling okay, sorry, where?
I think they should have just started over, man. They shouldn't just have, like, they're using Blu-ray still. Why would you buy a PS4 that's, you know, it's all the same software and stuff? They might have added a little bit more graphics, but with graphics, whores will buy that shit, you know, by the dozen.
Well, saying that, you know, we did talk quite recently about the disturbing news trend that's going on where Konami released basically a demo and charged people $40 for it with the Metal Gear Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, that's insane. Like,
Okay.
if you're gonna pay for it because you like that kind of game and you want to get your $30-40 worth and it's over in a couple hours or an hour from what I heard, I'll go for it. You know, it's your money, but at the same time, it's like you're just giving the companies reason to fucking do that kind of stuff and like put the DLC right on the disc and you have to pay to unlock it the day you fucking buy the game brand new. Like, come on.
Yes.
That's raping, man. Like, I used to play Call of Duty, like, religiously when I first got onto online gaming, and you're paying $60 for a game, you're paying $10 to $15 per map pack, and then they shut the server down in a year because so many kids hack it. Like, now you've wasted over, you know, almost $200 on a game where you can't even play it now. It's not even fun anymore.
Oh yeah, basically, speaking of like games from series you really like being on the Xbox One, I already talked about this with Michael earlier. The game I'm really looking forward to coming out is Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan, and I heard that it's going to be on both the Xbox One and the PS4. But I'm going to go with Michael and say I'm just going to get the PS4 just for Kingdom Hearts 3. I also heard that Ground Zero is also going to be on the PS4. So, and from the
you mean Phantom Pain? Yeah, that is going to be on the PS4. At first, it was an Xbox One exclusive. Then it changed to be a timed exclusive, and then they changed it again to releasing it on all platforms sans the Wii U.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of the Wii U, did you hear that the Wii U was kind of like another one of Nintendo's? Has become another Nintendo failure?
That's bullshit. I own one, and I know, like, fucking pretty much a lot of my friends own one. I don't think anybody thinks it's crap. And if you do think it's crap, then I guess you just haven't found the games that make it good for you yet.
And I don't look. I'm not saying it's crap or anything. It looks pretty good. It's just been speculated around the. It's just been speculated around. I saw like this video where it says that the YouTube is like, crap. I meant Virtual Boy. I said where the video said that the Wii U is
the game
Virtual
series
Boy.
video. Right. Well, I want to steer this back for 1 second to the Xbox One thing.
Yeah.
And people saying, you know, with the new update, it put the DRM back on. And I remember when they were going to have all the DRM shit, and I was talking to Booch, and he was saying, you know, even though they're taking it off, it's too late. Like, they're not going to redesign the entire system just to change this. So then Microsoft was like, it'll be done, you know, in an online patch. And then that's when I was like, oh, fuck that, because I remember I was talking with, like, I think Xander was on that episode, because it's like, what the fuck is stopping these people? If it's I want something hardware-wise that does this. I don't want a patch to come in to fix this, because I just don't believe that there won't be another patch to screw this up. This will be the first system that anyone has ever seen that becomes an actual paperweight that is completely worthless later on. You know, they said, you know, people in college sometimes, you know, pull out their N64 now, you know, or within the past however many years, and, you know, go back and relive, you know, past games with their friends in college. It's something you won't be able to do with the Xbox One. Everyone who listens to this channel knows I never fucking supported the Xbox One. I don't give a shit about Microsoft anymore. And it doesn't surprise me that they've done this shit. It's stupid. I hate them, so whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in terms of.
I kind of agree as well.
The thing is, though, the fact that they backpedaled and now they're trying to do this again, it's like kind of being that whole point where you're attempting to rape someone, they, you know, fight back, you kind of pull back a little bit, and then as they sleep, you just kind of snuck it in a little bit.
It's like,
you know. It's like surprise butt sex, you know.
That was the conversation we had the other night on fucking the fist straight up your ass.
But it's one of those things where you just look at it, and Microsoft seem to be raping people as much as they can in terms of finances. There was even a rumor going around at one point that the board of directors wanted the Xbox division closed. They wanted it sold on to another party and let them handle it because they believe that gaming is a complete and utter waste of time.
Okay, I know a lot of. I really don't like. I have a little bit of I have a stuttering problem a little bit. But moving on.
Yeah, no. As I said, in a sense, do you think that's going to happen, Zach? Do you think that's going to be the reality of this situation? Do you think Microsoft are just going to walk away from this and say, you know what, we're done?
Time to grab your torches and pitchforks and go after Microsoft.
No, I think there's so many fanboys that I don't think they're ever going to even, like I remember Alpha Omega Sin had a video a long time ago about people.
Yeah, Zach? You there? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I think Zach Latour has disappeared for a second.
I thought Xbox was going to sell or just get rid of their gaming section of their company. Was that true, or what's that?
That's the rumor going around. Apparently, the board of directors actually want to throw that part, that division away. They're like, it's not a feasible thing. They're investing too much money into it. It's not paying off the dividends that they hoped it would, and they're basically seeing if they can sell this thing on. Zach, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, go on, finish your train of thought there, mate.
Are we talking about as far as the DRM coming back?
Not just the DRM, about the rumors going around that they're looking at selling Microsoft off to the highest bidder, the Xbox division off.
No shit.
I'll be right back. I'll be right. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, go on, Zach.
Okay, yeah, I can see them, selling Xbox off, but I don't see Xbox ever stopping because there was an Alpha Omega Sin video where he was talking about, this was a while back, about Xbox fanboys petitioning to have the original restraints put back on the Xbox One. I feel like even though they piss off so many gamers and act like assholes, I mean, like everyone else, I don't support them, but there are some people that just suck their dicks so hard that I just don't see them ever failing. I don't see them ever officially going away anymore. They just have too many people that are just like, Call of Duty, touch my balls, Xbox, balls, then touch my balls again. I don't know. They just love it so much, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's as I said, for me, you look at it in terms of companies, and you've got to look at what these companies do. As I said, I'm a big fan of Nintendo. I don't agree with most of what Nintendo do.
Okay, I'm back.
I come out and I basically say, when Nintendo's doing bullshit, I'll call it out. But on the same level, it's the same with Microsoft. It's the same with Sony. It's the same with anybody. You've got to call these companies out because, especially for guys like myself and Zach here who had that whole sort of experience way down the line in retro gaming, because we've lived through the NES eras, we've lived through the PlayStation eras. And it seems now more and more companies want to give you less for more, in a sense. They want to give you the kind of small variation of games like what we did was at Ground Zeroes. They want to basically give you downloadable games because they want to give you a limited time span with these things. And it's worrying in a sense because it's kind of harming collectors in a sense as well, because you want to relive that nostalgia, and collecting's all about reliving nostalgia, not just about having these games. If I was collecting for the point of just having discs in my house, then I'll just buy the discs and leave them in their shrink wrapping. But it's not about that. You want to relive the experiences. You want to relive the time that you spend with your friends playing these games, and not go through all this rest of this BS that you're going through at the moment. So it's a shame. Have you got anything else for us, Zach, in terms of news?
Let me see. Let's see. This is random. The original Pokemon games, someone recreated it in old school Sim City.
Awesome.
Which I thought that was cool. One thing I wanted also to say about the getting less for more. there's a trade-off, it seems like, in games these days. So it's like you can drive to the store and get a physical copy, or you can stay at your house and download it over the internet or whatever, giving you convenience for the same price. My problem is companies are skimping out by selling you a game, for example, say with no manual, where they're saving money. So say it's even 5 cents that they're saving, they're not passing it on to the consumer at all. So if they're saving 5 cents, why don't I save anything? Why is nothing being saved to me now? And if I download something digitally, why is it the same price? Yes, I understand that it's convenience, but me like driving to the store and being inconvenienced by this, I don't see why. It's like that has nothing to do with them. The gas that I use to go to the store has nothing to do with them. So they're not pushing like anything to you. Like that's why, in my opinion, there's no incentive for digital shit. Like you said, you already have like a time limit. Because eventually, I guess when servers go down or whatever, you can't use it anymore. So that's one reason I just don't like digital shit. I don't like the fact that they are now saving on shipping, packaging, production costs. Making a manual, making a CD, artwork for the things, and they're giving you nothing, back from that.
Nintendo coins.
I've kind of had that experience a few times actually.
No, I totally agree, because if you look at it, it's when we go through that route, you expect a little bit more. It's like I recently purchased the Saints Row 4 Complete Edition. It was supposed to be the completed game, all DLC with it. Turns out I had to purchase 3 more DLC that weren't with that. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And it was actually the reason that why I ended up getting my account hacked and money robbed from me was because I put my card details on the system to pay for that DLC because it was a bit cheap. It was like £3 each. So you're looking at something like $5 a DLC. But it's and again, before we never used to have stuff like DLC on consoles and stuff like that, and it seems like it's become commonplace now. It's like, okay, you're gonna have DLC. Would Ground Zeroes have DLC? Do we know if that game's gonna have DLC? If it's gonna have any extras with it to extend the lifespan of that game? Because it just seems fruitless. It was.
For $25.99, you can get an extra 17 minutes, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, and especially from someone like Kojima, he should have known better.
But seriously, I freaking idolize Kojima. But with that little thing that you just stated right there, I would have to. Ah, crap! I forgot what I was going to say.
Well,
Sorry.
What he should have done, I understand why they put out Ground Zeroes, because it's been so long since a console version of Metal Gear has come out, because Metal Gear Solid 4 was the last console version, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, I don't know how long ago that came out, but I know it was quite a while ago. So I understand, he wants to put something out for people, because, Metal Gear Solid fans are fucking rabid. They're crazy. And I think it's awesome that they love it so much.
I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan, but I'm not really that crazy.
Okay, well then, I've seen really hardcore Metal Gear Solid fans that I know were very, very happy that something was coming out. They didn't have to wait another year till the Phantom Pain comes out. The problem is, the game where you are was 40. The game, I just saw it in the store the other day, and it was 30. It should not have been that much. Even if they charged $10, it probably should have just been free. But, I understand why they put something out, whether it's his doing or just Konami in general. But I understand why they put something out kind of to tie people over and keep them still interested, but it was way too expensive for stuff that wasn't there.
They should have had it so if you paid $30 for that, and then when the actual game comes out, you take that physical copy of that game, and then you only pay the remainder of whatever that game would have cost, say $59, and then you pay another $29 to get the full length game.
Yeah, I think that should have been the case. For me, I would, if it was me and I purchased that, because again, I've said this over and over again, where my brother wanted to offer to buy me this game for my birthday, which originally was £40. I said no, because I knew this was going to happen. But if I had that game, I would have wanted them to basically added Phantom Pain onto that game to make it complete, as part of DLC. Do you know what I mean? That would be fine for me. In terms of the game itself, it is going to start a worrying trend of them putting out like 1 level or 2 levels sort of worth of games, because Ground Zeroes was one level. That's all this game was.
But yeah, it's just like, oh my god, a new Metal Gear Solid game. Oh, it's just one level. Damn it!
Yeah.
But in the end, how was it?
That's the thing. Everybody who's reviewed it, the videos that I've seen of it, people have complimented it on the art style. They've complimented it on the game mechanics. They've complimented it on the gameplay. They just said it. Everyone said the same thing. Unless you're a mainstream site, it's too short.
Yeah, definitely. I would have expected better from a Metal Gear game, actually.
I'd expect better from pretty much anything. Like, if I haven't played it, it looks amazing graphic-wise, but I don't think I'd pay $30 for what everyone's calling a demo. Like, it just seems outrageous.
No, but that's exactly what it is. It's a demo.
Right, and it's going to get people's fucking dick hard, right? Because that looks amazing to me. Like, that's pretty good graphics. I don't play PlayStation 4. I don't play Xbox One. I don't believe in it yet. It's like way too early for me to go and drop $500, $600 to go and basically eat their shit, because right now all I hear is this sucks, that sucks, everything sucks. And 8 games isn't a very big library for me to choose from. They haven't sold me yet. Metal Gear won't sell me for $30.
Same thing. It won't. Neither the console or the gaming won't actually sell me on it at the moment. That's why I haven't picked up an Xbox One and a PS4, because neither of the consoles have impressed me in terms of their catalog, and I don't want to leave a console sitting. I made my mistake with the Wii U. I did that. I bought it on day of release, and I literally just had 3 games to play on the system until the system actually had a sizable catalog for it. And it's the only console I'll actually buy on day of release. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Travis Goss onto the show. Of course, Mr. Rose Color reviews himself. He knows everything about 6ix9ine, being the lead host on the ARM Radio Show, which is also hosted on the Retro Island Network. So, Travis, do you have any news for us today?
Actually, I literally just walked into the room to get onto the show because I've had such a busy day. I've been going since about 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm finally now getting some rest. So, unfortunately, the only bit of news I have is a personal thing. I just bought South Park, The Stick of Truth, and it's fucking awesome.
Yes, the game rules.
Is awesome. I agree.
Hi, Travis.
Hey, Jeremy. How's it going?
Not bad, buddy. Not bad.
Awesome.
Playing some Final Fantasy VII.
Travis,
yes.
what class did you choose?
I chose Fighter.
I chose Fighter too. Cool.
Yeah, and actually, what I'm gonna do.
Actually, with me on that, I was kind of deciding between Fighter or Mage, because I don't know which one I picked, so I just stuck with Fighter. Next time if I decide to play the game again, I'm gonna pick Mage.
No, pick Jew next time.
That's what I was going to do. That I was seriously considering picking up the Jew class, or being in the Jew class, but I want Cartman to like me. Plus, I have no idea what happens when you're a Jew.
You are now known as Douchebag the Mage. Hooray!
That's funny, because no matter what, that was one thing I expected, because before I bought the game, I watched Steam Train, because the Game Grumps were actually playing that, and they said... And they said that no matter what name you put in there, you're going to be known as Douchebag. So I thought, I'll just call myself Travis and just be known as Douchebag, so whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds like you had like a world of fun with that game. I want to buy it, but for me at the moment, it's just too expensive. I can't see myself spending $40 on a game which I don't believe I'm going to get any replay value out of.
Yeah, no, Burhan, I just rented it twice in the Redbox for like $4 total, and I beat it in like over like 2 days. So and definitely, there's definitely replay value. Like, I'm gonna rent it again and just beat it again. The game kicks ass and it's really fun. So, but yeah, I couldn't see buying it, but I did rent it.
Yeah, talking about South Park or the Metal Gear?
Yeah, Stick of Truth.
South Park. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I'm like, all right.
That's the same thing. I have a thing when it comes to games at the moment. There's only certain games where I will drop full price on them. Like GTA 5 has tons of replay value, including GTA Online, the story modes. like with the countless endings and stuff like that on there. You had those, and Dark Souls 2, tons of replay value. But with the other games at the moment, I don't seem to. You have to excuse me, guys. My son's acting up a little bit.
It's okay.
You have to basically see with stuff like that as well. There's not that much replay value in certain games like these, and I can't drop that kind of. I can't look at it and say, can I put the money down for this, or can't I? Because you've really got to see if there's a way to entertain yourself with certain games like that. Saying that, I've been on a bit of a pre-owned binge quite at the moment myself, purchasing like some games off of like the bargain bin from Game for like £1.99. LA Noire, for instance.
Oh yes.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh god, dude, return that game.
I just bought it just so I could experience, because I'm a Duke Nukem fan. I was like, I've seen real bad reviews on this.
Yeah.
But I was like, $1.99, £1.99. That's like that's literally like $3.
Tom bought that game for full price when it came out. I laugh at him every time I see him because of that.
And as do I. I laugh at everybody who's purchased Metal Gear Ground Zeroes for full price. Because at one point, that game was selling for $40.
Well, as of right now on Amazon.com, Duke Nukem Forever is $10, and I know it's a bad game, but I'm all about bad games, so I might just go and pick it up, just to experience it.
Get it cheaper.
I'm saying, get it cheaper. That game, like, it starts off awesome. Like, the first couple levels kick ass, and you can just tell that it was passed off to company to company to company, because it changes, like, the whole style changes like 4 times, and at the end, you're just like, fucking end, because the game is actually pretty long. And normally that's like a selling point, but this, it's like you're just going to be like, fucking end already, I hate you.
Well, we're talking to a guy who actually won online on one episode of I Got Gameplay and actually bought a copy of Shaq Fu for the Super Nintendo, so I think I might just go and do it just for the hell of it. But at the same time, let's go back to the previous subject about paying full price for a game. I think if it's a game that you absolutely want to have, and you are willing to go ahead and shell out any amount of money for it, just do it. I mean, like for me, I wanted to stick a truth because I'm a big South Park fan. I had to pick it up. And also I had got my tax returns. I thought, there's no better time to pick it up than now since I have all this expendable cash. So I went ahead and I bought that. I also bought Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, and bought a copy of New Super Luigi U. So I want to play these games. I don't mind paying full price for it, and that's exactly what I did.
Attaboy.
Good for you.
Thank you, please. No, hold the applause. I appreciate it. No, that's okay.
I don't have any buttons that are like, yay.
I'll take a Wilhelm scream because I know that's on the board.
I don't know if anybody can ever attempt that scream ever again. Close, but doesn't.
No, it's classic.
You can put it in any movie and it'll work.
You probably could put that in The Breakfast Club and it probably would work.
I fucking hate this.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I kind of detoured this. Fuck it, I took the subject away. Let's carry on. Sorry about that. I'm tired. My brain's not working tonight.
Bernsey.
Mr. Burhan.
He's
probably
with his child.
Probably so, yeah. So, yeah, I'll try to find some news. Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Donkey Kong Country. Is it Donkey Kong or Country? Discuss.
Yeah, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. My son was, he needed some medicine.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Basically, now he's kind of calmed down a little bit while he's trying to. I'm just saying about the full price on games and stuff like that. For me, as you know, in terms of replay value, I mean you've got to get your bang for your buck, and I don't think since the times of retro gaming you've ever had that. You know, and I'm not just talking about ultimate endings. I'm not talking just about tons and tons of DLC. I mean, for the price that you pay, you've got to have. There's got to be something in that game that gives you that investment, that time, so to speak. Like for instance, Zach, what's the last game you played that you've actually invested enough time into?
I played a couple of weeks ago. I played DuckTales Remastered like 5 times in a row all the way through.
Oh yes.
And how much did you pay for that?
I paid MSRP, which was $20.
Do you know what I mean? It's that shows, doesn't it, that you've got like a lot more bang for your buck in terms of that.
Yeah.
In terms of like any other gaming console out there at the moment, current gen, can you actually say any other game for current gen consoles has actually made you say, yeah, I want to invest enough money into this and pay for it? Because I think the last game for me was Dark Souls, literally.
Well, I'll say that I don't know how much Resogun is now, but however much it costs, it's worth it 100%. You will love that game. That game has insane replayability. The only thing that pisses me off about that game is it has multiplayer, like online, where you can play with another person, but it doesn't have local multiplayer, which is complete bullshit. But anyway, the game kicks ass, and I've played that game so many times. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join the discussion, if you want to talk about this as well, you can call in on 718-664-9265 or by clicking on the Skype button in the player. So it's above the player. You've got a nice little Skype button there that you can use for free. If you're like me and you're a cheap bastard and you want to make sure that you actually call in for free, you can do that. Call in. Let us know your opinions on this. Do you believe that games nowadays aren't giving you what they should be giving you? What's the last game you guys have paid full price for? As I said, for me, GTA 5 was the last game I actually paid full price for and I actually had investment in, and that I played, and still I'm getting replay value from it as well. And DuckTales Remastered, well, Zach was saying I paid something like $10 for it, and that was I purchased it on DLC, like download. I didn't actually purchase the physical copy, which I'm going to. Because I think I might get a physical copy for my Xbox as well to play. So there you go on that one, guys. And yeah, let's go more onto the news section. Let's continue this today. Apparently, a respected Valve coder, Abra, exits Valve for Oculus VR. And again, we're going into the whole sort of value of this system at the moment. And because we were talking about this a little while ago, Travis, and I want to know your opinion on this. What do you think of the Oculus Rift? Do you think Facebook acquiring it, why would they acquire that system?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, geez, $2 billion to purchase Oculus Rift. For one thing, I really don't know why they would even do something like that, because for one thing, they're not a video game developer or publisher, which is kind of strange. It's just a thing that they bought. So I mean, I'm not sure as to why they would do something that extreme. I don't know. I don't know if the developers were hurting for cash and they were reaching out for someone to kind of help them out so they can get this thing finished and get it out on store shelves. I mean,
I don't know anybody else in this group, but I would definitely freaking sell my product for $2 billion. If someone came up to me and said, "Hey, you know that VR tech you're working on? Yep, we'll pay $2 billion for it."
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, "See you guys, I'm going home."
Yeah, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in my big island with hookers and.
Hey, that's our island.
Yeah, I'll buy that island, and me and Zach would just be sitting there partying.
Yeah.
As the wise man once said.
We'll be doing IGG from the island.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'd have like a fucking phone mass up there. And, yeah.
As the wise man once said, YOLO.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me in terms of why Facebook would buy it. I can understand why they sell it. It's like, fuck it, fuck you. I'll just go like, I wouldn't give a fuck about the fan response. I'll be like, okay, you sold out. Yeah, fucking motherfucker. Definitely I sold out. I sold out because,
Yeah, because $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's really it's messed up though. But the way I look at it though is,
if I island and a helicopter to lift me off that island when I die, because I'll be a fat bastard.
I definitely would buy an island for that kind of cash, and I can just sip on mimosas day in, day out, and not give a shit. I would just live like Archer. That's all I would do, except minus whole being a spy and all that stuff. But no, but $2 billion. I just can't figure out why Facebook of all companies. But I mean, it's great that they've done it so that way they can get this thing finished and get on store shelves. Because I personally would love to have this device.
Imagine playing Farmville on that device. That'd be fucking hilarious if they just
Oh,
put it out
fuck Farmville!
just so you could play Farmville on it.
I get the joke.
That would never happen. Never happened in a million years.
So you can actually pet the fucking cows, you know. Oh look, I've got a cow on my farm, and then Zach gets a friend fucking request like from someone sending him a Farmville game. It's like, you can now play Farmville on your Oculus Rift. Checking his fucking Facebook updates on his Oculus Rift.
Mostly, if I ever bought if I ever actually owned an Oculus Rift, I would mostly just play horror games on it. That's all.
Virtual sheep fucking.
So basically, your room would be filled with the smell of shit then, because you'd probably be shitting constantly from playing horror games.
Resident Evil with a fucking 3D and virtual reality would be crazy.
I could just hear Nick go, the zombies! The zombies are going to kill me, motherfucker! Get the fuck away from me! And his mum's like trying to give him some food. You know, here son, I've made you... Like food goes everywhere, and the guy's like going fucking ballistic.
You know, you gave me an idea. Like, what if they took some of those classic games like Resident Evil 3 and they optimized it for Oculus Rift? That would be some scary shit when you have Nemesis coming after.
No. Actually, no. Instead, they should just, instead of Resident Evil, Silent Hill instead.
Oh, even better. A decent survival horror game. I mean, even...
yeah. By the way, speaking of survival horror games nowadays, I'm gonna go completely off topic for a little bit. I was talking about this with Michael earlier. When it comes to survival horror games nowadays, Resident Evil hasn't scared anybody in years. Silent Hill, yeah, just gives them mostly the creeps. Dead Space, it's only good for a jump scare or two. But with new horror games nowadays, like Outlast, it is shit your pants scary.
Yeah. At least you got people who are trying to make some decent survival horror games. Because don't get me wrong, I love the classics. I love Resident Evil. I love survival horror. Silent Hill. I love those classic games. And because sorry for bumping the mic. Because those were like the great ones. And then finally, it's like as the years kept coming and going and everything, the games just seemed to get a little bit worse with each iteration. So.
You know the best one was Nightmare.
Okay. Here's one thing I'm gonna have to admit. Please please do not take your torches and pitchforks out. Just store them. I like Resident Evil 6.
I'm not going to get my pitchforks ready because I haven't even played it yet, so I'm not even going to say anything.
Okay, while we get on that topic of conversation, let's move on to another game which has sort of survival horror aspects to it. Alien Isolation has a release date for October 7th. So, opinions on that, Zach? What do you think, Alien Isolation?
I never saw the trailer.
Well, I think I heard somewhere where they're going a different route. Because what was that other one there, the shit one, Alien Colonial Marines? I doubt they're going to go that way again. I haven't played that game, but I haven't heard anything positive from anybody. But I mean, I hope they do a good job because I think it's a very cool thing. Like one thing I love about certain movies. If you look at, let me get one in my head here. Oh, Star Wars, sure, there's one. I love how, for example, Star Wars has movies, and they have books, and they have video games, and they have comic books, and they have all this shit that, expands the universe, so much. And I hope that Aliens, because they have the original movies, and they have those Prometheus movies, and the sequels coming out to that. And I just would love to have everything keep building, because one game that I used to love was Alien versus Predator on the Jaguar. So I would love to see this keep building and them to keep, making this expanded universe happening without making shitty games.
I actually really liked Alien vs. Predator on the 360.
I haven't played that one.
It's pretty good. But the only thing I kind of didn't like about it is when you play as the alien and whenever you get to climb on the walls and the camera is kind of fixated in a front view through the perspective of the alien, and the camera gets a little nauseating, and it makes it kind of unplayable. Just play as the Predator and the Marine. It's a lot more fun.
That actually makes me wish I had a Jaguar so I can play the classic Alien vs. Predator game.
Oh, God, that was terrible on there.
No, that game was awesome. That game was awesome.
Yeah, Okay. No, you go first.
No, because I was going to say I've never played it before, but I think like the best way you can play that game is as the Colonial Marine, because that's the only way you can actually get through the whole game. Because if you played as the Predator, I've heard the controls for him weren't very good, as was the Alien. So, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like an awesome game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's another little bit of news while we move on from that. PC game digital distribution firm Seven Entertainment has been accused of exploiting Humble Bundle sales by reselling Steam codes acquired through charity promotions for profits.
Oh, naughty.
It's been reported by CVG that the Humble Bundle is a weekly promotion lets gamers play that they want from like a minimum of $1 per title, etc. And the website fast2play.com, which is owned by Seven Entertainment, alongside the sister site Kinguin and G2 Play, is allegedly acquiring the download codes cheaply through the promotion and then reselling them for a profit while significantly undercutting game regular Steam pricing. Ed Key, one of the two developers behind the game Proteus, told Game Informer that he confirmed that Fast2Play is reselling the codes obtained through Humble Bundle sales. According to the report, the keys purchased that are a part of these sales to his own game, of course, via Fast2Play, then cross-checked the download code he received against the history he issued via Steam codes, which showed a match of the codes sold via the Humble Bundles matched to the code that was purchased via Fast2Play. So yeah, they're a bunch of cunts, don't you think? Zach, what do you think about stuff like this?
Doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. You know, I remember when I lived in my old house with Booch and this guy Vela. Vela was always buying the Humble Bundles, but I'm pretty sure that's one where you can just donate whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he would give a fair price of whatever he thought it was worth, but I'm pretty sure you can pay a penny, and there's nothing surprising to me that people will go and pay a penny and then try to sell that shit elsewhere to make a bunch of money. You know, that's what the world has become in so many ways, is that people don't actually want to do anything or create anything or invent anything. They just want to take what someone has already done and exploit it to make a shitload of money.
Actually, here's one thing. Since basically with me, I actually used to have Steam, but then I took it down because it said I didn't really have the software. I didn't have the right software or something like that.
It kind of bugs me in a sense, because this is the bullshit that we talk about in terms of gaming, in terms of downloadable content and stuff like that as well. It causes what people are trying to do to make money in a sense, or make a bit of profit by using stuff like Humble Bundle sales that could end up blowing up in Steam's face to the point that Steam will just stop doing them.
Oh.
You know, and then everybody else loses out.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Excuse me, so I can have to. I'll be right back.
Okay. What do you think about this, Travis?
I'd like to know what's going to happen to them afterwards, because obviously, if I were if I was running Steam, I definitely would have them banned altogether, because that's screwing the pooch a few too many times, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Jeremy, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. That's screwing it. I haven't even played on Steam, but that sounds pretty shady.
Yeah, it's very, very shady. And speaking about more shady deals now, apparently Microsoft say that they're going to be having a huge army of franchises for the next E3 showcase. An exec has claimed.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Well, Microsoft's been hit quite recently about the backlash because the newest update for the Xbox One apparently reinitiates the DRM on the system, so that...
I figured that was going to happen.
Betrayal!
Yeah, where is it?
Betray me!
That's actually true. I should be keeping an eye on that, shouldn't I? And just basically for you, Microsoft...
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me!
And you know what? You don't deserve it once.
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me!
No, not twice.
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me!
I think everybody in the audience should be saying that in the next E3 conference.
Here's another thing that I think is really funny. It's like, people don't want Kinect. They don't give a shit about it. They don't want it. They don't want to use it. They've never wanted it. apparently it doesn't even work like it was supposed to, even though it's still, like, I guess, like 10 times better than the last one. It still sucks balls. So everyone's like, well, why are we paying an extra $100 for the Xbox One over the PS4? And people say, like, oh, well, it comes with the Kinect that nobody wants to fucking begin with. So now they're like, oh, well, we made a cheaper model. Oh, like, oh, sweet, there's no Kinect. No, there's just a disk drive. You still get the Kinect. Like, no one wants the fucking Kinect. Get rid of it. Whatever, you know. And it's like, that's how much they listen to their fans.
So did you just
by the way,
disk drive?
Yeah, there's a model coming out with no disk drive.
So you have to. It's like digital only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An Xbox Go.
Well, nobody gave two shits about the Kinect anyway. Actually,
It's funny you should mention that because I was at GameStop the other day when I bought my games, and where they had the Xbox 360s there on the show floor, they had a few of those there. These were used ones. And right beside that, a huge stack of Kinects right there. And I was like, so not a lot of people are wanting this little device. So, yeah.
Yeah,
After Paranormal Activity, it's kind of
the
creepy.
device is still broken.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it makes me laugh when people go on about that shit. It's like
like for instance, like Star Wars Kinect, when you try to go into the menus and you like push your hand and it doesn't do anything. Like, come on.
It's broken. It's a broken system. They say they fixed it. It hasn't been fixed. It's still in the same shit. You know, it's.
We're still in 1993 with the activator for the Genesis.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what's the activator? What's the activator?
It's that thing that you stand. It's like an octagon thing that you stand in the middle of, and you can like kick and punch, and like it doesn't fucking work. That's us now.
They used to do that for like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and we're still living in the fucking activator times, you know, of bullshit peripherals that don't work the way they're supposed to.
Case in Rock and Roller for NES, that was a piece of crap.
And it's like I have a Kinect for the 360, but only because it came with my Star Wars 360. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah, I was actually going to buy it today as part of like games, $5 for £20 for the kids, just because it had that funny little dancing mechanic of I was just going to start dancing to the Han Solos, going solo.
Yeah. That is horrible.
I was going to just like record myself doing that and uploading it and have people watch me in shame doing the moves.
I guess that kind of leads me to a point. Basically, now in this day and decade, with that we're still in that like decade thing. Basically, all they need to do is make a remake of the Power Glove. That'll get people's attention.
They have actually done that, and my goal in life is to actually purchase a Power Glove and use it just to masturbate viciously.
Oh. That would hurt.
With my Oculus Rift.
You could probably beat like Zelda 2 or maybe land a fucking plane in Top Gun with it.
I wouldn't even do that. Apparently it works really well on the Wii U system. Believe it or not.
What does?
Someone actually put the Power Glove, they connected the glove to the system, they modified it, and it works fine with the games on there.
Oh, nice.
So they just needed Nintendo to advance a few years.
It sounds like Galoob had a pretty good idea for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And also, in other news, DayZ standalone sales are now over 1.7 million. Has anyone played DayZ, which was originally an Arma 2 mod?
Nope.
No.
So apparently you get to go in there. You're not just surviving the zombies. You're surviving everybody else that tries to kill you. Teabag your body and rape food.
Oh, Jesus.
So people love the game so much. It's reached 1.7 million sales. Battlefield 4 is also $25 in a new PSN sale, which EA are performing on the US PSN. So if you want a copy of Battlefield 4, want to play it, you like that sort of thing, then you can purchase that for $25 now. I'll still wait till it gets for $5. Deus Ex Mankind Divided was been trademarked by Square Enix, so that means it's going to be a new Deus Ex game coming forth. Does anybody care?
Nope.
No. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Nope.
In other news, also, if you're a girl and you're like Princess Peach, there's a Peach Pink 2DS that's available in the US via GameStop in April.
Did you guys see the new Yoshi's Island T-shirt that's available on Club Nintendo?
No.
I have not seen it. I will plan to see it though.
It just says new. I was on there today.
Oh.
It's like 700 or 800 coins though.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't have enough.
You know, I'm the Club Nintendo over here has nothing. All the good items goes basically to the head office. Who are like, oh look, I see my new Luigi statue on here. It was very limited. We only had 2 on the store, which were probably purchased by everybody in the fucking office. So there you go.
It's expensive though, man. That was like 1,500 coins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's $1,500 basically.
And in other news of stuff that we don't care about, Minecraft on the Xbox One is really close to coming about. So yeah, if you don't have Minecraft on your PC or Xbox 360, maybe you want to play it on the Xbox One, which will totally be the same fucking game.
Yippee.
That totally makes sense.
Ooh.
That totally makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah, to me it makes as much sense as Zach basically saying that he's coming out gay, getting a sex change, and looking exactly like his co-host or getting a nerd on Kyler.
Yeah.
It makes that sort of sense. Totally.
That was the idea, but it's just too much money.
Yeah, too much work as well.
Yeah, too much work. I had to do
Make
things.
a Kickstarter like everyone else.
How does that get a sex change?
No, the funny thing would help both get a sex change. So
Yeah.
Kyler turns into me and I turn into her.
Getting your sex change on.
Getting your sex change on. Phone us on Kickstarter.
But speaking of Kickstarters, remember have any of you remember that Kickstarter where they're making a new Cheetah Men 2?
Yeah, what about that?
I have a copy.
Basically, I was actually kind of hearing that that was kind of like a fraud or something.
No, I have
a
copy. Yeah, they fixed it. I have a copy in my basement. I funded it.
Oh, well, where have I been all these years?
Can I ask a question about that, Zach?
Yeah.
Complete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has it works all the way through, and it has a box. It has a manual. It has all kinds of inserts, and it's even signed by the guy on the box, and then sealed with whatever whatever they seal stuff with. Jizz. Yeah.
Here's my personal semen, so you can.
I was actually really impressed when it came in the mail. They redid the box art to say Cheetah Men. I think it says The Lost Levels. I don't remember what exactly the name of it is, but I was really impressed because it wasn't that expensive. I don't think.
How's it play though?
I mean, it's the same shitty ass thing, but the difference is, if you watch the nerd play it, there was an episode. I don't think it was Angry Video Game Nerd. Maybe it was, but it was where he was locked in a room and he had to play it. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was somebody else's video that he was in. They kidnapped the nerd and threw him in a room. And it's the exact same game, but there's a point where you beat that flying boss and it just doesn't progress. And I guess someone actually went into the code and fixed it to where it does, and you don't.
It was
need,
nerd.
Yeah. Well, that was the nerd, but someone else, some engineer or whatever, I think it was actually from the original game, possibly, went in and he recoded it and fixed it so it works now.
I think I'd like to give me a copy of that.
Yeah, I don't know where you get one these days, but yeah.
I'm sure there's a website.
Well,
yeah, I don't know if that was a Kickstarter exclusive or if they actually still sell it there. I mean, I haven't.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well, in other news, apparently Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide says their president Shuhei Yoshida says that indie developers are currently showing more enthusiasm for their own VR technology, Project Morpheus, than major third-party publishers. Does anyone give a shit? So, they've got the Oculus Rift. Sony's doing their own version of it, apparently.
I have no questions about that.
I don't either. I think in terms of publishers themselves, they just have... They seem to be putting loads of money into shit that people don't really need.
Yeah, I agree.
So there you go on that one. EA offering PC games in new Charm Offensive. So what's happening is on their device Origin, I think you're getting feedback.
Still?
Let me hear. Oh, that's fine now. Oh no, I'm back. I can hear myself from you. It's like I'm inside you.
Ew!
The man inside me.
Get out of my head!
It's like he's slowly turning into Michael Burnham. EA offering free PC games in a new Charm Offensive via their Origin. The games they were offering games as a free extension of goodwill to PC games community because they kept fucking up and fucking up.
It's about time they do something like that.
Yes, and for EA.
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me!
There you go. So,
The satisfied excuse.
is anybody going to be downloading their Origin thing or like purchasing these games?
No.
Origin is shit, and it was their idea of how they were going to get around Steam so they could have all the money and all the control, and it's shit, and no one uses it because everyone uses Steam, and no one wants a secondary fucking dingleberry that they have to worry about. So it's never going anywhere, and it's shit.
Dingleberry.
Because we don't like dingleberries.
I don't like your dingling going on.
Yeah, get your dingleberries off my lawn.
Get your dingleberry on?
Carry on.
Oh god.
We can literally do this all night, just matching getting a nerd on with loads of other stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's endless.
Yeah.
It's like the Wilhelm scream that would fit just about any situation.
Especially the acronym is Dino as well. That just helps.
Yeah.
That's just like, you think we take the piss out of ourselves too much? Well, our acronym is Gyno. Yes, please check your box.
Yep.
Right, report. Assassin's Creed Comet lets players sail the Atlantic. So apparently, Assassin's Creed Comet would allow you to sail up and down the Atlantic coast and control a Templar sailor, according to Otaku's an anonymous source, apparently. So someone who doesn't want to have themselves named. They described the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 game as a cross between Assassin's Creed 3 and Freedom Cry DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. The players will be able to visit New York City among the East Coast destinations, and the main protagonist of the game is allegedly a Templar named Shay. Fucking Shay? Seriously?
What centuries will this take place in?
Apparently, in his travels, we run into Connor Kenway, so it's probably around that timeline, the Assassin's Creed 3 timeline. And the first male-turned assassin, Adderwell, Kenway's son, Harthan, among the other fictional historical figures as well. And Kotaku first leaked details of Assassin's Creed Unity last week, saying that the game was set around the French Revolution. We planned to release exclusive on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and Ubisoft verified those details the day afterwards. And yet, no fucking Wii U release. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Oh, geez, can't figure that happened. But I mean, I have a little thing about Wii U, but that'd be kind of irrelevant. So.
Now go on.
Well, I was watching a video. Everybody seen this one YouTube channel, The Game Theory?
Yeah, we already talked about that quite recently.
Yeah. So, and they were saying how the Wii U is basically Virtual Boy 2.0, and I was like, oh, I mean, I can understand why you would say something like that, but after you went through the entire breakdown, I was like, holy shit.
You know what? I can refute that by the fact that it has more games.
Well, it's not really so much that it does have more games. I mean, that's not the point. It's the point that
it's been spent on it rather than the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy itself only lasted like for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy, that was an abomination all in itself.
Hey,
but
I love the Virtual Boy. You watch your mouth.
I just had to say something to get your attention, Zach. Besides, I'm so interested in getting one.
Watch your whore mouth, Travis.
But I thought you liked when I used my mouth on you, Burhan. I thought we had something special going on.
Whoa.
We did.
Okay,
that controls
no comment.
Pitch. He gets me an island.
Getting your mouth on.
See, it works.
No comment.
He gets full of hookers and liquor.
Okay. No, but what I was going to say is I can definitely see his point of view on this because a lot of the third-party developers do see the Wii U as something that's kind of a challenge to develop for because it's the fact that it's a dual-screen system. And I know some people's like, well, what about the 3DS or the 2DS? Well, at the same token, the thing is to develop on those handhelds, it's probably a little bit more simplistic to do that. I'm not sure. But when it comes to the Wii U, especially when you're trying to get games like Assassin's Creed or these other big blockbuster games, they actually have to spend extra time to develop all the features for the gamepad. So maybe they just find that as a bit of a challenge, or they just want to go and it's like, oh, I'm too lazy to develop something like this. We're going to go over to these other guys. But I don't know. It's kind of hard.
I exactly can clarify what you just said there. They are lazy. They are lazy, and also the fact is they just don't give two shits about the system.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I think the system would have done better if it wouldn't have had that stupid thing with the touch screen. I mean, it sounded like a cool idea, but there's not a lot of games that implement it very much. So they should have just sold it as a system with a regular.
I think Travis has disappeared. He'll be back in a second. So Zach, what do you think about this?
I forgot what the topic was. Oh, the Wii U being the next Virtual Boy?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. Do you think that's the case? Do you think?
No, I understand what he's saying, and I liked his points, and I liked him bringing everything together. I thought it was a really well put together video. But no, the Wii U, I love the Virtual Boy for many different reasons. First of all, how ridiculous it was. I love that. But no, in no way is it the same. I mean, I want to see what they're going to do with this. And you know, one thing that I always thought was weird about the Wii U was like if that tablet controller gets broken, how the hell do you even get another one anyway?
Yeah, that's the thing as well. You would literally have to modify another tablet controller in order to work on your system.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work like that, and that's why I think.
Yeah, but like, would you have to go buy an entirely new Wii U?
Pretty much.
Yeah. But, I mean, they are putting quality games out, though. Like, Super Mario 3D World is cool. Kyla bought it, but the problem I have with that is I played New Super Mario Brothers Wii, or not Wii, but New Super Mario Brothers for the DS, and the overworlds look exactly the same, and that's why I kind of like, I kind of had my fill with that game, and I really liked that game. I had a review segment that I'm bringing back called Game Dumps. Nobody better fucking steal this, by the way. And it was when I would tell people what games to play while they're taking a shit, and it was my first review that I ever did was New Super Mario Brothers for the DS, and I really liked it. So when I played 3D World, it didn't blow me away. You know, I honestly got bored quickly because I had already seen that before. And you know, they did New Super Mario Bros. Wii, then they did New Super Mario Bros. U, then they did New Super Mario Bros. Or New Luigi U, or whatever the fuck they're doing. So. I mean, these things aren't blowing me away, but they are making quality games, and I personally would definitely buy a Wii U.
Well, yeah, I wasn't trying to refute that fact that they make some really great games. It's just that if they wouldn't have sold us on this whole thing about the second screen, that gamepad, and just gave us a regular controller, I think it would have been a smarter move on their part. I love Nintendo for everything they've done. I've been a fan of theirs since the days of the NES, and lately it's all about gimmicks with them. And all that stuff. They're trying to set themselves apart from the competition. That's the way they've been here recently. So I just really like
that works, for God's sake. You know,
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I just wish they would come up with this. I would like to hear them say, guys, we are developing a new system, so please be patient with us. The Wii U, well, we're trying our best to get some games for that thing. So just be patient with us. I'd love to hear him say something like that. But then again, Reggie Fils-Aimé and Jesus Christ, what's the other guy's name?
Miyamoto?
No. The actual president of Nintendo now.
Oh, I have no idea.
The American president?
Iwata. That guy. Iwata. But anyways, I'd like to actually hear them say that we are making a new system. We apologize for the Wii U, but please be patient with us. I'd love to hear that, but of course we all know better. They won't even admit to failures.
Yeah, but they better not be making a new system. Like you look at how long the Nintendo lasts, the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation, the original PS1, the PS2, those lasted insane amounts of time. Even look at the 360. How the fuck is it that the Wii U is there? How could they even just say it's dead and just start over again? That makes no sense. It just came out, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened with the Dreamcast. Remember with the Dreamcast? The same thing kind of happened with that, which was a shame. It had very poor third-party support. I think the only games that ever came out for it were made and published by Sega.
Yeah, but they didn't say, oh, fuck this, like abandoned ship, we're making something new. They just really dropped out of the console idea.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, I really hope they do turn things around because I love my Wii U. I love this thing to death. And if I did, I wouldn't be buying all these games for it. But I just like to see something turn around for these guys real soon. Otherwise, they're gonna have to come up with a new plan.
The thing is, they need to focus on the fucking console. That's what they need to do.
Yeah,
and what Nintendo Direct basically came out with is exactly, what was bullshit. They're sitting there going, oh, it's suffering, and then you don't put any fucking games out for it. The one game that I've probably spent money on quite recently for a good reasonable amount, and that was Super Mario Kart 8, because I love the Mario Kart franchise. I bought that, the special edition one, and that had oodles of shit with it. For the same price you could get it at a game, I got it for £60 pre-order with the blue shell, with a shell keyring, with a Bullet Bill T-shirt, the game.
That sounds cool.
In a big special edition case. And
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's the only, and it's a UK exclusive. It's the only game that I would actually drop money down and purchase in the special edition format, because I know with Mario Kart I'm going to have oodles of fun. I know the game. I know the franchise. There has never been a Mario Kart game that has pissed me off.
Well, they've all probably pissed you off, but yeah, they were still good though.
Yeah. So for me, I haven't had an issue with it whatsoever. And as far as I'm concerned, as a company, they just need to get their fucking fingers out of their asses, stop being arrogant fucks, introduce a proper online system. As I said, if they could put an update, it probably would just be an update. If they could put an update to allow me to play Mario 3D World with Zach, I think we'd have more fun.
That's an awesome idea. That's the one thing I'm missing from my Wii U is the ability to play with someone like you who's all the way across the world and just hop around in my fucking cat suit.
I love local play. Don't get me wrong. Local play allows me to play with my kids. I can play locally with them, but I would really like to play like when I'm at home. I want to turn my Wii U on. I don't just want to fucking call Zach from across the pond. I want to play with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see his big ginormous cock on my screen. I want to actually sit down with him, play some games. Nintendo Land. Fuck, that game would have been so fucking sweet to actually play one of the games together, compare scores and stuff like that. Go through a game together like the Metroid one, and we're going back and forth, talking to one another, going through it, playing games like, do you know how fucking hard it is to play Sonic Racers Transformed? I had to look it up online in an online guide to get the online fucking shit to work so that we both were in the same fucking race. It was ridiculous. And Nintendo need to work on that, and they're not bothering with it. They're ignoring it. They're ignoring their fans, and they're ignoring any effort that they want to put into this console because they consider it a dead horse, instead of backing it and saying, you know what, maybe we need to make a few changes. Maybe if we change the console and change the way that this console works, if we allow online gameplay, online multiplayer to be free on this, we could probably get an edge over Sony and Microsoft, who are making you pay through the fucking nose to play with your friends. Come on.
But yeah, if they made it free, they'd fucking take a huge leap ahead.
They would though. It's outselling the Xbox One in Japan, which it's not selling in Japan, but still, it makes more fucking.
That's a good thing. It's not selling there.
It makes more, because the Japanese don't like the Xbox, and they've never liked it since the first release of the Xbox and the 360.
Dude, Microsoft doesn't even like the Xbox.
And it makes me laugh when Nintendo, they could gain a lead, they could gain if they make some effort, and these guys will apologize and they go, oh, so sorry, we really take pay cut. It's fine. Take pay cut. For a week. Instead of actually sitting there.
We are so sorry for such shitty service.
Oh, take my money.
Yeah, and Reggie fucking feel me like Ice Cream Haynes is sitting there going, let's fucking kick people in the anus on YouTube, and anybody that tries to promote our fucking product, we want to penalise them. And I'm not even fucking joking. I got 12 copyright claims on one Let's Play. 12. I acknowledged the fucking copyright claims to let them have it, and they bombarded me with more copyright claims. From Nintendo.
Oh, don't sell out games.
They're being real assholes.
Yeah, and it's and you want to support them.
Yeah.
Nintendo, I love Nintendo. We all do.
Yeah, well, like the other day I was with Kyla and we went to Kmart because a lot of times they have cheap ass games over there, and they had a sale on Game & Wario, and I hadn't read any reviews, but I remember the other Wario games were pretty fucking sweet, and I was like, oh shit, this is 4-player, and it was on sale for $17, and they had one copy left, and we didn't end up buying it. But when we got home, we checked out a review, and it got a 5 or something, and they were pretty much this game is it's shit. So it's why? If you're not going to do anything, and you're putting out very few first-party titles or whatever, they better be 10s. They all better kick ass. Where's Zelda? Where the hell is there a Zelda for the Wii U?
Yeah, and
I guarantee they're working on that. They have to be. How are they not working on a new Zelda game?
Oh, well, they did put out Wind Waker HD, but.
Yeah, but you're repackaging the same fucking game and putting it back out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did with Ocarina of Time, right? They fucking did that 3-4 times, and I'm a sucker. I own it. But
they give you a Zelda game. That's not a Zelda game. It's a fucking same game I played on my GameCube.
Well, what about
Zelda game, very good. And we give you Hyrule game, but it's not Zelda game. It's a game made by Namco Bandai. Very good.
Yeah, and what's up with that Sonic Link, the Zelda game coming out?
Oh, it's Sonic Lost World. That's an expansion DLC for the game where you play through Hyrule.
And I'm sorry to sound like a big racist douchebag, by the way, because I know my impressions are probably not going around down well in Nintendo Japan HQ. But at the same level, it makes you sick when these guys are sitting there going, nothing we can do. Console is dead. No, it's not. You fucking go in there. You change the way that you do fucking business. You're not the top dog anymore. You can change the way that you do business. Appeal to your fans. Stop trying to shaft them, promoting you. You've got they pissed John Gamester off, for God's sake. Gamester X1. They pissed him off, the most easygoing guy on the fucking planet, and you piss him off to the extent that he will not advertise you at all. You're cutting down your revenue. You're cutting your fucking hands off, right? Because you think that you're fucking doing what's best for your company, and you're not. If you're continuing to make these fucking mistakes, what's the fucking point of you doing anything? If I was the head of fucking Nintendo right now, I would look at Iwata, look at his fucking face and think, I'm going to fucking molest your wife in front of you, and you're going to like it. Because you're a fucking idiot.
That was going over a little bit of the edge right there.
Yeah, it's easy there, my man.
No, but it's fucking true to the extent that it's so... If they're Nintendo execs, right, I wouldn't have that level of arrogance. If your fucking console isn't selling, you need to sit there and think, what are the other guys doing differently than us? They've got online multiplayer. You play with your friends across the world. It's the new thing. The fucking thing was rampant in Mario Kart Wii, and fucking buggy as hell in Smash Brothers, but you can't fucking put it out there on your Wii U system like you promised that you were going to do. In the early stages of the system, they stated they were going to set up an online server for this shit. They were going to go to a third-party company and set this shit up.
This comes from the same company who was they were going to release the Wii U sensor thing, and that never exactly panned out, did it?
Oh,
but here's the thing. I understand that what they're doing, they're not really listening to their fans, which really sucks because their methods are stuck to the days of the Super Nintendo and things like that. We as gamers, we have evolved. We now we love the fact we can play games from not only from other people here in this country but internationally as well. We like stuff like that because we like to interact with other gamers and everything. And Nintendo needs to realize that this isn't the 90s anymore. This is a new millennium, and our gaming tastes have changed. So
and
they have.
They're just telling us to stop kicking us in the nuts already, and just to give us something.
Well, it's not so much that because I understand that what they want to do is get a group of people together to play their games and all that stuff. That's fine. I totally get that. But we also like to see something where we can actually play games with other players in other parts of the globe. That's what appealed to me with Mario Kart Wii when that came out. I was playing a race with someone in Japan, and we were kicking ass at this game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I want to do. I want to play with my friends who I necessarily aren't in the same fucking country as I am. I'm not going to fly Travis Scott across the fucking world so we can play on my Wii U. You know, I'm not going to basically fly bloody Jeremy or Nick or Zach here across the globe so we can play together. We want to have that luxury of playing on the, you know, two different systems across the globe for one another because we want that experience together. You know, most friendships aren't actually local. You know, they're apart. When you're spending time apart from someone, you want to Skype. The fucking internet has expanded to limitless things, and what's Nintendo's answer to it? Okay, let's do a fucking chat room where you can compare Mario pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then ban people when they put some shit that you don't like.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You've got to look at this shit and say, what can we do to help our consumer? Because in the end, your consumer is your most valuable person that you're catering to. They're the people who buy your shit. If the one reason I bought a Nintendo Wii U, it looked appealing. It's one of those things where I sat there and I went, Nintendo did me proud with the Wii. I had so much fucking fun with my Wii. I was like, you know what? I want to buy a Wii U. And then after I buy the Wii U, they turn into these stone cold cunts. And it gets to the point where you're sitting there and you're like, how many times do I have to like shake my head and go, really?
So in the technical, not to interrupt you, but in the technical, to put it frankly, when you bought the thing and what you experienced, you felt like you got violated by Nintendo, and then you walked funny for a week, and then you had to kind of get over in some way.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you know, it's going off of that rant now, guys. But speaking of violation, I think that's a great segue to go into our next topic, of course, and that's the topic of what the show's about. It is X-rated games, and we will be back right after this.
Okay.
Man, every young hot shot in the outer rim comes gunning for me sooner or later.
Oh god.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to I Got Gameplay. I hope you liked that commercial. If you didn't, well, all I have to say to you is... Exactly. Let's talk about the X-rated games now, and talk about games that go and make your PP go up a little bit. The games that have no story, no subtext, and really, really bad acting. Most of these games have been really good. Most of them have been prevalent on their PC genres, of course, and others have migrated themselves onto consoles. You've had some that have been really lackluster, like Leisure Suit Larry, for instance, Magnum Cum Laude, and Box Office Bust, and Duke Nukem Forever. And you've had games that have really just made you just look at it and think, wow.
It does. Does Bayonetta count?
Not really, because that's not really porn. It's just sort of tasteful nudes. But anyway, let's go through a couple of these games and talk about them a little bit. So let's go and do a round robin here. Just off you, Travis. Travis, what type of porno games have you had experiences with?
Well, you actually mentioned it, Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude. They did actually have good voice acting, I think. It was just... I think the only thing that really sold on the game was the ability to see some of these characters naked. And for the most part, a lot of the nudity was already censored, unless you got to those load screens. Where you actually see
Larry's ass just staring right back at me at the moment.
Ugh. But the only way you actually got to unlock some of those loading screens, is the further you progress in the game. I think you have to buy certain abilities or anything like that. You just gain experience. You actually are able later on to see these loading screens with these models completely naked.
That's it.
I did not see. There might have been actual tits in the game, because it's been since a long time since I've played the game. The one thing I can think of is the trampoline scene. Is like one of the first mini games you actually
Surprise,
play.
motherfucker!
Exactly. And but God, it's been like 10 years or so since the last time I played it. And I freaking want a copy so I can play it again.
So next, let's go over to you, Zach. What is your experience with X-rated gaming?
You know, the only experience. I mean, I played Leisure Suit Larry, the one that Travis was talking about. But you know, a lot of these games I've seen people talk about on the internet. I've never actually played them. The first one that I remember was in God of War, how you can bang those two chicks, and then in God of War 2 you can find them again, but they're like hidden in the second one. You can find them and they're like naked, you know, in the pool, and you just bang them. And I thought that was so funny that they kept that in. Yeah.
And in the third game you're like bang a goddess or something.
Oh, nice.
Don't spoil it, dude. I haven't got to that point yet.
Spoiler alert. That game's been out forever. Or whoever said spoiler alert, no. That game's been out too long.
I got a copy of it a couple of weeks ago. I haven't got to that game yet. I got the collection.
Just get
all
your
5 games.
Get your tissue and your cream ready, Travis.
People jumped all over me when I posted a picture of the end of Ocarina of Time. They're like, "Oh, what the fuck!"
You bastard.
I want to spank it.
You sick son of a bitch. Okay, so what about you, Joey? What's your experience with X-rated gaming?
I played the original Leisure Suit Larry back when I was younger on, I can't remember what computer I had now, but it was like an early Windows maybe, or even like a DOS game. I can't remember.
I played it on DOS myself.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just trying to get the dude laid the whole time. It was comedy, funny. And then I remember Beat 'em and Eat 'em, which was a really fucking awkward Atari game, because I was just a kid when I seen it, maybe like 5, 6 years old.
I was gonna bring up Beat 'em and Eat 'em. I love I love like the screen. It's just a guy like on top of a building, just like beating off.
Right in their mouth.
And these girls are they're naked for some reason with their mouths open, just trying to catch this. It's amazing.
Oh yes.
If only you could use that game with the Power Glove.
Oh god.
It would give a whole new meaning.
The Burhan edition.
I love my Power Glove.
It's so bad.
Oh yeah.
just like standing there, just like playing Beat 'em and Eat 'em. What about you, Nick? What's your experience with this genre of like gaming?
Actually, when it comes to me and X-rated games, one of the first experiences experiences I've had with this is a game called Kangoku Senkan.
What the hell's that game?
Is that tentacle porn?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pathetic.
Actually, no. It translates to prison battleship, and yes, it's a hentai game.
Yeah, and so explain us a little bit about that. Not basically what you were doing while playing it, but
I will never. Basically, it's about these two female soldiers who are on this ship, who are on basically that were reported to this ship, and they were like break, and very much the captain like brainwashes them, and now they're only used as well. And pretty much there's this time of the day where pretty much they're like sent into like this room, and all the crewmates are in there, but the crewmates all of them are naked, and the two girls are pretty much they're the only two women in there, and I'll leave your imagination to that one.
So, and happiness ensues, and that just
Yes.
there goes money shot.
Yes, the happiness ensues from there.
And then it was over, and I hit reset.
Yeah, then 2 minutes. And my first experience, actually, I've had several different experiences. My first was a game called Voya, which was a text-based game that turned into a sort of like video sequence type of game, where you could basically the text-based version was you were reading stories in terms of the adventure game itself, and then the second one I think was Voya 3. You were in a hotel and you could watch people doing certain sex acts to one another, and you'd go from like camera 1 to camera 3 and stuff like that, and then it had a little bit of work that you had to put into it as well. I used to play up my Windows 95 PC, and every time my dad sort of came in, I kind of Control-Alt and deleted it. What's that noise? I think. Well, I was 17.
I'm working in here. I'm doing work in here.
It was weird when he just said it was like a text adventure. It would have been like, what do you want to touch? I want to touch your breast. I don't know what breast is.
It literally would be that typing it in is like, where would you like her to go next? And you type it in. I type something stupid like Squidgy Bomb. I have no idea what Squidgy Bomb is.
What is Squidgy Bomb?
But when I got into like more of the video stuff, and it was quite funny. And then eventually I purchased another game called Psychic Detective, which was a kind of they made the game out to be in a sense that it was supposed to be more pornographic, but it turned into a fact that there were only certain things that you could do. Like I was trying to use my psychic abilities to make one woman suck my knob. I couldn't get it to work. Not my knob, I mean my abilities. But still, it was all fun to sort of play and find these little things as well. And if you are a big UK Games Master fan, they actually had an episode on porno games. So it talks about some of these games and stuff like that as well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through a list of games and talk about what these games are about. And this is a list apparently that Game Radar did of every single porno game ever made. So let's start with Leisure Suit Larry, Magnum Cum Laude, Uncut and Uncensored. Now...
Oh, uncut. Ouch.
Yeah, as the franchise, Leisure Suit Larry has always been about tantalizing the player and possessed with seeing Tex Avery-style women in this buff, but funny enough, it's also a series that's mostly shelled away from the outright explicit imagery, relegating most nude scenes to tricky to find Easter eggs. The 2004 reboot follows Larry Lovage, former star Larry Laffer's nephew, the star of one of the worst games of all time, as he attempted to bed co-eds at a community college in the original incarnation. It's prominently featured full frontal nudity and ended up being cut from North American markets, but remained intact in Europe. Sadly, all nipples in the world could never make up from Cum Laude's atrocious minigame fun. So there you go. For anybody who wants it, you can get the uncut version here in the UK. Make sure you just get it on the PS3. Because,
what?
The PS3 doesn't actually have... there's no region lock on that console.
I was about ready to say, is there region lock? Because if not, I want a copy.
Yeah.
There you
Indigo
go.
Prophecy, Director's Cut. Has anyone played this?
What was it called?
Indigo Prophecy, the Director's Cut.
No.
No,
I
never even
Okay.
heard of it.
It has blood, nudity, strong language, sexual content, and use of drugs, alcohol, and violence. So basically, this is the getting your nerd on of video games. David Cage, you naughty, naughty boy. Quantic Dream's psychological thriller Fahrenheit, which you may know as Indigo Prophecy, has its fair share of sex scenes, which were intended to include full frontal nudity, naked sexy times, and the quickest path to an AO rating, which presented Cage and Co. with a problem. It was eligible for release on the PS2 and Xbox, given Sony and Microsoft's policy to shut out any AO games. The content in Fahrenheit had to be edited to accommodate an M rating. But the PC-only Director's Cut said the hell with the ESRB, adding the raucous, rigidly animated sex scenes, which were cut from the final product, into the game. So if you actually want to get a copy of it, PC is probably your best bet. Playboy, The Mansion, Private Party. Anybody ever played any of the Playboy games?
That was trash. I hated it.
Was it that much work? Like, was it like The Sims, or was it just?
It was just like The Sims. They played it just like The Sims, and that was what the selling point was. And in fact, it took place in a Playboy mansion. It was like a time game basically. It took place like when Playboy first started and it got popular and all that stuff, and you just played through the ages and all that other kind of stuff. But it was just fucking stupid.
You were playing Hef banging loads of women.
Yeah, but it doesn't account for the fact that the game was just tedious and boring.
Well, do you think this may stem from the fact that you don't like The Sims?
Well, no, I like The Sims. Don't get me wrong. I do like that game. It's just they were trying to.
No, come back.
It's like,
They were
He
what?
has left the stadium.
So what about you? Have you ever played this game, Zach?
No, but I wish I have. I've seen it before. And, I know Kyla was big into The Sims. She made her and her cat in the Pets one, but I definitely
you
play
said
it.
that she made her cat her boyfriend and it got her pregnant in The
No,
Sims.
no, she just made her and her cat in a Sims Pets. But I mean, I'd play the Playboy one. I think it's cool when people go that route. Like, I think too many people are scared. I think we talked about this, or maybe I talked about this with someone else, but I think too many people are scared to go the sex route, and that's why I think a lot of things that do go that route stand out, and in a good way, because they do it right. I'm not saying this was done right, but I like when things try to cross that border.
Yeah, I do too, because it means that they can be a bit cheeky with it,
Yeah.
pun intended. And it's one of those things where I think, in terms of gaming, game companies are like, oh no, we can't do that. If you've got Grand Theft Auto where they're shooting the fucking shit out of people and blood splatter everywhere, I think you can have a bit of sex. Come on, people.
Yeah, there's a South Park about that, about how parents are willing to let their children watch. It was the one where they like turn into anime characters, and like how their parents are fine with them and violence, but then at the end Cartman's butt naked and he thinks he's invisible, and everyone freaks out or whatever. And that's a big point that I've never really understood, that point that people are so okay with violence, but they're not okay with sex. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think it's they just don't want to see a kid with his tackle bigger than theirs.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
And a special shout out goes to Reg Swan, aka Stephen Richards, our King of Kings here. Basically said, don't forget to mention Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, the shittiest game known to man.
Oh my god.
That makes Duke Nukem Forever look like a fucking Academy Award winning in terms of games. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the hot coffee mod. Has anyone played that?
I haven't played it, but I've actually seen videos of it, and I actually have the original copy of that game before it was taken off the store shelves.
Yeah, me too.
Did you mod it and get some hot coffee going on there?
I actually saw the video of it, and I didn't think it was that great, so I just didn't care. I didn't care about it, so I just played the regular game, but as it was.
I think you need to go adventurous, Travis. I think you need coffee on there. Go bang some hookers in their hotel rooms.
Why bang hookers when I can actually be banging real women?
Real hookers?
I mean, sorry, banging, having that kind of happen, have the whole hot coffee thing going on, stuff like that. I'd rather just be actually doing it with a woman. I get more pleasure with that.
There was a Seinfeld episode. There was a Seinfeld episode where George was dropping a girl off like after a date. And she's like, "Do you want to come in and have some coffee?" He's like, "No, I can't drink coffee this late at night." And later on, he finds out that she wanted to have sex with him.
That's unless you end up like the ShamWow guy.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, get your tongue partially bit off.
Yeah.
Just put a little sticky on it.
Well, there was an incident over here in London, England, apparently, where this girlfriend was getting kinky with her boyfriend, and she was basically giving him, giving him head, basically. And she was on the bed giving him head, and she pricked her foot, and she bit down on his penis. That he bled.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They ended up just in hospital about it, and then went on TV and told the world about what happened. So yeah, they're a great couple there. That's what you want to talk about, you biting your boyfriend's knob.
I have a comedy bit about that, not about her doing it, but the idea of letting a girl suck your dick. Which I don't want to reveal too much of my shit because I don't want anyone who's listening to this to go steal all my shit as their own. We don't need any Dane Cooks up in here, but I do have a bit about how, a girl should be proud to be sucking my dick because she knows that I trust her 100% when that happens.
Of course, man. If someone bites down on that shit, that's it. That's
it, dude.
Fuck hot coffee, man. She's gonna have a hot in her mouth.
Watch that bitch right now.
I'm gonna turn from fucking Grand Theft Auto Hot Coffee to fucking Castlevania Symphony of the fucking Night.
Yeah.
Dracula dead and boning it. That's just.
Oh Jesus.
Dead and boning it.
Getting your nerd on, more like getting your fucking ripped off. And
wow.
That's gonna be a lot worse if it's a hentai though.
Yeah, speaking of hentai, great segue, Nick. We got the top Doki Meki check-in. Stop hentai time. Oh god, that was just something.
Yeah.
I should have some MC Hammer playing on there, but I don't. We now move to the works published by the almost copyright infringement named Peach Princess, which specializes in porting over translated porn of the anime nature.
Yeah, I know now.
Is the Basujo genre. Visual novels which revolve around anime girls falling for the player, and you better believe the love stories get explicit. Tokimeki Check-In is all too common harem framework where an unwilling slacker finds himself mysteriously surrounded by beautiful single women who inevitably lead to sex scenes involving maid outfits and tainting of local hot springs. So there you go. Has anyone played this game?
No.
Have you found it?
I never really heard of the title, actually. But I did hear of this other, not to go a little off topic, but there was this visual novel, a visual novel of this nature, but instead you're dating humanoid insects.
I was kind of intrigued, but a bit shocked at the same time.
Yes, this is real. They've actually made this.
Zach, have you ever tried to fuck an insect?
No. Well, maybe tried, but it's never succeeded.
The cross-pollination just hasn't worked. I wanted
the ant
Spider-Man
just laughs at me and says it's too small and just walks away.
I wanted my Spider-Man son. Dag fucking damn it.
But there is actually one light novel game I have played called Katala Shoujo, and that's actually it's not really a hentai, but it's more of like a dating sim, but it still has some hentai elements in it. But instead, you're kind of fucking disabled girls.
Whoa!
I don't think there's any coming back.
Wow! Jeez, next game.
The last episode of Ice Gameplay we'll ever have. We're gonna get fucking shut down for this. Steve's just no switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an appeal to Steven. Please don't shut us down. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
Even Zach's fucking speechless. Zach's I say some fucking weird shit, but this guy.
Whoa! It's it's Retro Unlimited's answer to Spoonie. It seems like.
Oh my god! Oh my god! My lungs are about to collapse. Okay, I'm sorry I brought that up. Okay, I did read it that way.
That's totally fine. That's just, it's out there now, and we can't.
There's no turning back now. It's already out there.
Yeah, kind of like my sex life. Anyway, Water Closet, The Forbidden Chamber. Now, this game can be summed up with the text that's actually on the screen in front of me. It says, "I could see a rainbow in my piss. I never thought peeing could be so beautiful." Now, gracing at the game's title might make you sound like a fantastical demonstration of a magician's escape from a water tank. But no, a quick Google search reveals that Water Closet is just another name for a toilet. And when a toilet factor heavily into your sex games, bad things are afoot. Sociologically, it's Water Closet, which has you peeing and pooping before, during, and after force.
Oh my god!
Please, for the good of humanity, please do not play this game. I am going to download a copy of this shit.
No pun intended.
I'm going to give a copy of this to the console snob. He'll play this.
I'm gonna die.
And pissing on women. And I repeat, I could see a rainbow in my piss. I never thought peeing could be so beautiful. This is like it's been written by Zach Latour here.
That's one of my earlier poems.
It was such beautiful poetry. Oh my god.
Hey, girl. You know, do you like to see rainbows in someone's piss? Hey.
Excuse me for a second. I need to go breathe.
Smell like a urinal cake. Mind if I have a try?
Travis, pass it to the left, bro.
Just breathe, Travis. It's fine. I'm probably going to give him a heart attack.
Hitting like a little schoolgirl.
Imagine typing stuff in there like, "Hey, baby."
I want to shit
in me, and the toilet's got big Q. Man, open up.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my god, I got tears in my eyes. Oh my god.
I've got a sneaking suspicion, Zach. I have a sneaking suspicion that Water Closet, The Forbidden Chamber, is one of R. Kelly's favorite games.
Oh, absolutely.
He don't see nothing.
I want to piss on you.
I'll bring it home from a club, take it home, make some love. Guys, surprise, close your eyes, I'm going to cover you in suds. I'll get you some doo-doo, I'm going to get some pee-pee. There's more doo-doo, wash it down with some wee-wee. This is the remix edition of a song about pissing.
Piss on your face.
I could actually, Travis does it word for word. His girlfriend's probably sitting at home going, "What the fuck?" He's gonna have like the talk afterwards, but like, "Travis, for all things good, God, for all things that are good, you are not allowed to piss on me."
She always says I need to go to rehab because I'm addicted to Archer, but you know, whatever.
Baby, can I pee on you? How do you bring that up? Is that like, it's like way different than anal?
No, that's heat of the moment shit.
Hey, can I piss on your face?
Okay. I'm gonna ask these guys a question here. Has anyone actually peed on anybody else?
I've been pissed on.
Intentionally.
I got a good story.
I step away from the duck.
I love ducks.
So Travis, have you pissed on a dark or on a person?
No, but here's what happened. This was shortly after I got married. It was like about a month or so after we got married, and my wife and I, we went swimming. We went to the pond. It was very nice and all that stuff. The water was clean, which is surprising for Oklahoma, but anyways. And what happened was we got home, and we were going to go out that night, so we decided to go and take a shower together. Well, apparently she does not have a floor mat in her shower because as I was reaching around to grab some soap, I went slipping and I fell in the shower. She was right in front of me. And instead of saying, "Hi, are you okay?" No, she was laughing so hard she actually pissed on me.
You shouldn't have tried for the reach around.
And his penis went... Was it in your mouth, Travis? That's all we need to know.
No, she pissed on my leg.
It was like,
"Surprise, motherfucker!"
Oh my god!
This episode has just destroyed itself.
This is a fucked up episode.
The next game on ourselves, well, it is episode 69 for a reason. The game in our episode is Exchange. The content descriptions, it has very strong sexual content. One of the bylines of this is, it's not that bad being a woman. Look, everyone, it's from a promo version of a gender-confused Exchange. It tells a tale of Takua Ihara, who morphs from male to female overnight, kind of like Zach here, distilling chemicals on himself at a college laboratory. As you might imagine, the kind of sudden transformations can wreak havoc on one's romantic pursuits, for it doesn't stop Takua from endeavouring to win over his true love. Though the strangest twist of X-Fate Exchange went on to inspire 4 other games, 2 sequels, 2 spin-offs, and that's more that can be said for the most aspiring video game franchise ever. So you basically are a transgender male-female hybrid, and Zach.
Yep, I like it.
Is that just like horny bunnies?
I support it.
Apparently there was a game Stephen was saying called Hot Potato. And it was banned in multiple countries. I'll Google that in a second. I just thinking about a game where you play male and female. I think that should be an episode of 2 Pro Noobs there, Zach. You and Kyle should just play Exchange. See how far you guys go on that.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Next game is Critical Point. Again, it has strong sexual content and violence. You never thought a porn game could tackle a topic as heavy as World War III, did you? Critical Point's hand-tie escapades takes place during a tense peacetime established after the global thermonuclear war, so apparently Kim Jong-un is responsible for this game, has ravaged the planet, and it's perfect time to find love as a military leader come secret agent. You're sent to and investigate a space station whose staff consists mainly of a woman who have succumbed to an explicit sexual insanity. It sounds like a typical Friday night in Zach Latour's house. So, basically, you're basically having loads of sex with women after World War III. So, Zach, when the apocalypse happens, I need to go to your place.
Okay, all right.
Because that's where everyone will just go completely insane. So
yes.
That's where we should go from there. Anyone play this game?
No. No. It kind of rings a bell a little. I think I may have seen it somewhere, but I don't know what it physically looks like.
Okay, it's called Rapealay. Okay, this is the game.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I've got to Google this now. Stephen is basically in the.
I'm gonna Google. I think I'll Google it right now.
Rapealay. So let's have a look here and see if we can find Rapealay on our Google chat here. I'd probably, if Johnny Millennium chooses this as the first IGG episode to listen to, he's probably going to be shaking his head right now. I was like, what the fuck is these guys doing? So let's go for that. Rapealay is a 3D Mirage video game made by Illusion, retailed on April 21st, 2006 in Japan. It's compared to Illusion's previous games. The main story is shorter and features an improved 3D engine. So it's good for Travis there. And is mainly played through mouse control. The game centers on a male character who stalks and rapes a mother and her 2 daughters. 3 years after its initial release, the game garnered international attention for controversy for its content. It was subsequently banned from Argentina, Malaysia, and Thailand for graphic depictions of glorified sexual violence and sexual content. So, yeah.
I don't. Okay, that definitely doesn't ring a bell to me. I think it was kind of something. I think they were kind of referring to something else, but I guess.
Oh my God! The game has 2 possible endings. One where the main character dies, I think, of herpes. In the black ending, the main character impregnates one of the girls and decides to keep the child as a result of having the main character fall on the train tracks after a certain number of days afterwards. The red ending, just before breaking Aoi, the character on the cowgirl position will shift onto a scene where Aoi will take a knife and stab the character many times, and it will shift into black where the voiceover of Aoi can be heard. So yeah,
wow.
Perfect game for you getting your nerd on, man. I think you should play it. on Two Pro Noobs and then get your YouTube channel shut down. What way to go?
What's the name of this game again?
And Travis actually wants to play it. It's called Rape Play.
Okay. All right. For fun for all the family, get you and your family a copy of Rape Away at your retail stores now. Must be 17 in order to buy.
Okay, so we got another game on the list here called Snowdrop.
Who
wants to?
Are you talking about? Wait. Are you talking about the fan made ML My Little Pony character Snowdrop?
I hope not, because if it's about My Little Pony, then I really got to just shut the show down and call it quits.
Jesus.
I don't condone My Little Pony rape. I
will not think about that. I will not go to that section in a million years. Actually,
I would literally just close the laptop and just walk and continue.
Okay, I'm shutting off.
I'll walk to Mexico. I'll just be like, you'll find me somewhere with a big beard in the Himalayas, and Zach will be like, Mike, we finally found you. What happened? It was the pony rape, man. Too far. It's basically Lolicon. You either know what it is, or you should strive to maintain your ignorance. Galathus, also known as Snowdrop, is a small genius, a hibiscus plant, and is also known as Suno. Is about a love triangle and bare Japanese teens trying to sort through their hormones and emotions while staying at the moment of retreat. The verdict is still out on whether or not two are related, and we all know is none of these 19-year-old girls look a day over 11. Japanese people.
Jesus Christ!
What the fuck?
Well, that's kind of what you expect from the Japanese. So
That
that's all.
I agree. So segue over from that game onto another one called Sexy Games. It's sexual threesomes, partial nudity on it as well. What could be more to the point than a game named Sexy Games? As luck would have it, it's basically the internet, and it's all infinite wisdom. Has no record of its game's existence. Past name for now defunct publisher Narcos Skelis. What can be gathered rather about this title is that it's included more than one game, and with some degrees is of sexy a bit odd. The ESRB for partial nudity was still enough for an AO, but hey, they say it, we didn't. So there you go. Lula 3D. Has anyone played this one?
No, I never even heard of this one.
Right, Lula 3D is got blood, hopefully for not periods. I don't want to understand that period. Nudity, strong language, strong sexual content, and violence. When it comes to low-budget, three-dimensional porn adventures, Lula 3D is a stuff of legend. To the point-and-click hails from Germany and stars the busty blonde Lula as she traverses the porn industry of California and must search into her trio of porno co-stars as she wraps production on her next X-rated flick, encountering dialogue trees, pixel hunts, and item puzzles. Zach, you're going to love this. Along the but failed thankfully of wealth of glitches, the graphic bugs provide plenty of unintentional laughs, as it's actually the first 3D installment in a Lula franchise. A franchise that makes you wonder how it even exists in the first place. So Zach, you're definitely playing this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you and Lula, man.
Was that just on the PC?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's part of a franchise.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's got to be that. Just stream it on your YouTube channel. Don't worry, YouTube won't take you down. It's like, motherfucker. That's it. I'm going to destroy my channel, and I'm going to do it by playing some Lula 3D. Wet, the Sexy Empire. It's a follow-up to 2009 shooter that absolutely no one played.
No, I played it. The game Wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that game.
Yeah, this game isn't actually the follow-up to it. Instead, it's another entry to the Lula series, which simulates the sexiest of all the professions' business management. That's right, with Wet, the Sexy Empire, you have free reign to create a pornography empire, starting out as a lowly cameraman, Travis, and climbing your way to the lead producer. Imagine any boring Excel sheet tycoon game you've ever seen with poorly drawn images, large-breasted girls thrown in to the willy-nilly. Okay, Entertainment Casinos. That's a casino game.
That other one sounded awesome. About going up the ranks of being like a person who makes porn.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds kick-ass.
What's the name of that again?
The Sexy Empire.
Yes.
Travis is going to get this. He's just going to put it on his PC. I'm going to put the list there in the chat. This is in the chat there for you guys to actually take a look at if you want to have a look and say, hey. So let's quickly do this and get into that. Peak Entertainment Casinos. It's a gambling game with nudity and pornography, of course. And Spark Spot. Now, this was an extinct dating app that's pretty much what you've expected. Lonely men making online profiles in hopes that women will notice them or their dicks. Wow. So basically, the users on the profiles will agree to anonymous sex with you. So have you used this, Zach?
No, but I need to.
So you've got some more apps there. We're gonna move from the porno apps, of course, because they all go into one. All nude Nikki. Right. There is a joke here. I'm going to say it. Now, what you're talking about is basically after Dreaming Eye male clients, All Nude Nikki sounds like most tantalizing and imaginable, created by the terribly also named Mac Daddy Entertainment. Have you played it, Nick? You've got it on your desktop, haven't you?
Okay. I'll think about it.
It's basically one of those desktop girls which you go on the desktop and, oh my god.
No.
Crystal Fantasy.
Okay. Now I definitely want to get it.
Clearly, Square Enix was ripping off Mac Daddy Entertainment when they made Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, because this is yet another Mac Daddy production and has been entirely lost in time. We're just going to use the first search result for the phrase Crystal Fantasy. Honestly, just from looking at it, we've already had a better time than those who paid money for Final Fantasy games.
Okay.
Ouch. Now, Cyber Photographer is another one. It's basically a winner for men, possibly women, for Mac Daddy Entertainment. Again, Travis, do you own Mac Daddy Entertainment? It sounds like something you would come up with.
I'm sorry? Will you say it again, please?
Mac Daddy Entertainment. Did you register that trademark?
No, but I think I should.
I think you should. Basically, you have to take photos and prints of loads of nude women and then print them off. Okay, here's one that most of you probably wouldn't know. Manhunt 2. The time for reprieve from gratuitous sex is some good old gracious violence. Rockstar follows up the highly controversial stealth game Manhunt, replaced with a snuff film setting the hospital overrun with murderous lunatics, as when the first Manhunt 2's gameplay boiled down to a series of horrendously violent stealth kill animations, some of which were simply too much of the ratings to handle. In order for the game to get on the PS2 and Xbox and the Wii, Rockstar had to scale back the brutality of the animations and cut them entirely. Our favourite alteration? The original cut would let you rip off your enemy's testicles and with a pair of pliers. The edited version simply has you using said pliers to thwack buddies in the head.
I am so sad I missed out on that game.
Another one, Thrill Kill. Has anyone played that?
I've heard of that game, but that's a game that it never got released.
It was a game that you thought you wanted until you actually played it. A Yankee three-dimensional fighter which desperate attempt at cashing in on the success of Mortal Kombat. It ups the shock value even more. Unfortunately, it seems that all the effort that would typically go towards the good gameplay was instead wasted on costume designs, deranged amputees, vicious midgets, and S&M mistress. EA axed the game before the release and refused to sell the rights, meaning that pirated copies would only be available of this game. But when you trust us that you're really not missing anything, because picture Wu-Tang Fighter with more sort of cruder graphics and less fatalities.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought that that became Wu-Tang. But one time I was at a flea market when I lived in California. If you guys ever saw Pat the NES Punk when he did his Flea Market Madness, I used to live right by there, and that's the flea market I used to go to a while back.
I've watched Pat the NES Punk. I've only watched one of his Flea Market Madness episodes.
Yeah. Well, that was the actual exact flea market I used to go to when I lived in California. And one of the times I was walking down one of the aisles, and there was a burned CD that said Thrill Kill on it. And I'm pretty sure it was just, if you had a modded PS1, you could throw it in and play it.
Yep, I have a modded PS1. I should get that game. Another game on the list here is Rihanna Rogue. So yeah, it's basically blood and gore and strong sexual content. But it's very, it's a horrendous game. But golly, we have to admire its gumption. The FMV fueled adventure game had the most insane plot imaginable, as you play a woman who's been whisked away to dangerous magical worlds after being thrown out the window during a botched sexual assault. So apparently something that Zach did. I blame Zach. Besides the ample use of the G-string thongs, lesbian intrigue, and gargantuan silicone cleavage, Rihanna Rogue also features some shockingly gory but primitive deft animations. The most surprising part of it all was written by executive producer by a woman, including the former playmate Gillian Bonner, who stars as Rihanna Rogue. We highly recommend watching the hilarious PC Gamer expose of this game to learn more, which may very well change your life for the better. Or turn the game.
My God, that redhead. Ooh.
The next game on the list here is Seduce Me.
Most simplistic title ever.
Right to the point.
Yeah, it's an innocent-looking dating sim made a bit of a splash in 2012 when it was inconveniently removed from the Stream Greenlight program for offensive content. Then one of the most adult-orientated games, it plummeted back into obscurity due to the weak minigame-centered gameplay and a three-bear story that made striving the cartoonity seem pointless. Seduce Me touts itself as an erotic strategy, a game that thankfully never made it past its single entry. So yeah, they didn't basically do it because it was nudes. They did it because the game was shit. So there we go from there. Nudity is stolen central language from a game called Singles. For what we can gather, Eidos Interactive Singles is the same game as Deep Silver's Singles Flirt Up Your Life, which somehow was good enough to get a sequel. The typical human management game keeps yourself fed, flirt with your housemate, and your consummate love of your life, and a bout of unhabilitated sex to attempt to recoup sales after the game got an AO rating. It was offered as a free download that required payment after the first hour of play. The single managed a 58 out of 100 from Metacritic, and not too shabby for a sexualized Sims ripoff. So there you go on that one. I mentioned I'll probably buy that. Playboy Screensavers, the women of Playboy. We all know what that's a bit about anyway. So let's go on to a few more. We Feel Unclean.
Oh my God.
The alphabet Dave Fry from Futurama once said, "Thanks to the internet, we're now bored with sex. Do you fancy giving any of the aforementioned adults-only games a go, or are you turned off by sex games forever?" As far as I'm concerned, with games like We Feel Unclean, that will probably be the case.
You might want to reread that. I think that was the closing of the article.
I know it was. I just basically kept on that one.
Okay.
I tried to save myself. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a few sex games on there. What games have you played? Tell us by going to facebook.com/IGotGameplay. You could also basically message Zach, because he has loads of sex games. He's told me himself. As doing research for the episode, Zach basically gave me his entire collection, and my eyes, my testicles, and also my penis are bleeding due to aforementioned use and constant use that basically I can only now pee dust. So pretty much from that and my entire collection and Zach's together, it shows you that we have a lot in common in terms of the games that we play. So yeah, tell us what the games that you play, what you like, people, and what you don't like. I would love to hear it from you basically as well. You can also message us on Twitter at @IGotGameplay, or message me in general at Michael Burhan. You can also find us in places like the Happy Console Gamer Forum as well, and loads of other places, including nerdgenius.com, fanboysanonymous.com, and anywhere else where games are sold. And also, a big news for I Got Gameplay, we are going to be at the Play Expo in Blackpool. So it'll be an episode where I believe it's going to be on Saturday, so I won't be on the show for that day, but I'll be coming back from Play Expo from that news, or I'll see if I can work something out where we can actually do a live show from there. We'll see what we can do, see how it happens. But I'm definitely going to. It's going to be fun for all the family. unlike this episode, of course. So let's go now to the aforementioned plugs and go to Mr. Zach Latour himself, Mr. Getting Your Nerd on, Mr. Gyno, Mr. My Penis is 24 inches and counting, because it, for some reason, is like Mr. Fantastic. It just keeps getting longer. So, Zach, what do you have for us?
Yeah, you can find, it just keeps getting bigger. You can find me and my co-host
That's what she
Kyla.
said.
That is what she said. You can find me and my co-host Kyla on our channel, Getting Your Nerd On. You can just go to youtube.com/Getting Your Nerd On. We're actually about to hit 300 subs, which is awesome. We have a sweet-ass giveaway of a PlayStation 1 that Kyla hand-painted, and it looks awesome. So go check that out. Plus, every Monday we have either a Modest Magic, or we have a segment that I do called Getting Your Dumpster On, where I go and raid some GameStop dumpsters and show everyone what I got, and I try to give away all the stuff I don't need. Wednesday we have a 2 Pro Noob session, which is just our Let's Play. And then Friday we normally have our pickups video, which, as you guys saw, if you had watched, it came to an end on Friday because we're starting a new segment called Complete Gaming. So definitely find us at youtube.com/Getting Your Nerd On. You can also find Getting Your Nerd On Facebook, and you can find the band that I play in at killtac9.bandcamp.com. That's KILLTAC, the number 9.bandcamp.com.
There you go, ladies and gents. So that's from Zach. You can also find Getting Your Nerd on www.nerdgenius.com and also retrounlim.com, so you can check the videos out on there as well. And on many Facebook forums, Zach posts them on there, or you can go straight to their YouTube channel, of course. Travis.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I did think of a couple of games we did not touch upon in this show. The Guy game. And, yeah, I got the Guy game as well as BMX XXX.
BMX XXX, was it one where you had like naked bodies riding on a fucking bike? That would probably hurt them.
Close. I mean, you could make them scantily clad because you can customize it, but it had some really bad raunchy jokes. It was an okay game, but it was just pretty bad in execution. But anyways, I'll go on to my plugs. Let's see, YouTube.com/RoseCardReviews and YouTube.com/RoseCardLet'sPlay. That's what my channels I have, and so working on content again, guys. Today, I'm sorry for the I'm not getting a lot of content out there. I'm very busy, personal things going on in my life with school, work, and a lot of other things. But please be patient with me. And
a lot of hentai porn, so that's the main thing. It kind of stops him from working. He just can't. He gets mesmerized by soft kitty, naughty kitty.
Listen to pussy purr. But anyways, continuing here. See, and also you can find me here on Retro Unlim Network. On Tuesday nights, I'm with Miguel Leon as well as Michael Burhan for the Untitled Movie Show. And Thursday nights, it's my show, the On Radio Show. And that's Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, right here exclusively on the Retro Unlim Network. And Saturday nights, I'm here on I Got Gameplay. And on Wednesday nights on Maker Powers Radio, I'm with Chris Dace for the Daceman Show, along with Gibby and some other cool cast of characters. Michael Brand's on that as well. And you can find me on Twitter if you want to get a hold of me. It's TravisScott79 is my Twitter handle. Facebook.com/TravisScott1979. Contributing writing for FanboysAnonymous.com. And that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle. So good times coming up.
Very, very true. Nick, what have you got for us?
I'm basically just this person who's on here, and I will plan to get my own YouTube channel, but I'm gonna have to wait a while because I have stuff to do, and like with other stuff, I guess. But I will plan again. And also, you keep seeing me trying to articulate my thoughts, but that's not. And I will plan this, but mostly I do post a lot of videos on Facebook, which is my only resource now. I'm a part of the Happy Console Gamer Facebook group, and friend request me if you like, and that's pretty much all I have to say.
There you go, ladies and gents, and also you can check me out on www.nerdgenius.com, youtube.com/thenerdgenius. I have no idea what's going on, but my channel keeps getting subs, keeps getting likes, keeps getting reviews. A lot of the attention is coming from my Neat Soul Keys video that I did 6 months ago. But keep it coming, guys. Thank you very much. And, keep watching the videos, and hopefully you are enjoying my content. I'm also uploading a lot of these videos now onto Dailymotion as well, sort of sharing my content over between the two channels. So you can check me out on there. And as always, guys, check out I Got Gameplay 8 p.m. every Saturday night. Check out the Retro Army Network for the variety of shows that we have on there as well. Getting a Nerd on, Xander Scullion's Excess Gaming Podcast as well on his own YouTube channel. Travis and his YouTube channel, of course, as well. FanboysAnonymous.com and RetroUnlim.com, where you can find the variety of hosts on this network on that channel as well. So there you go, guys. And thank you for listening to tonight's show. I know it wasn't very easy to listen to on the ears, especially with a lot of disturbing content that we had tonight on the very cleverly titled episode 69.
I apologize for the disturbing content.
And the disturbing brony comments. But there you go. It'd make any lovely brony probably roll around on their My Little Pony pillow. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, for Nick Hundle, for Zach Latour, for Travis Goss, I'm Michael Bahan, of course, for everyone and I Got Gameplay, saying that we've got gameplay. Have you? Only I could find that. Yes, I know. I can't find the outro. Where's that outro? Where's that outro? Oh my God, the outro's missing.
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me!